Hi, and welcome to the With Hugs No Tears tutorial. I'm super excited to share with you our tips and techniques today, and also our demonstration. But before we go ahead with the demonstration and bring out our model, I just wanted to run through with you the 7 things that Jasmine and I do to help prevent knotting. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, number 1, hugs. Of course, it's going to be everyone's favorite. So hugging brings your child in close and also gives you a loving approach to brushing their hair. But it also, while you've got them cradled close, you can also take your hand and put it on the back of the hair, and it can take some of the pressure off when you're running through the brush and the knots are pulling. You can take some of the pressure off those knots. Number 2 are our 2 techniques that Jasmine and I use religiously. The first one we call the straight noodle, and that's when you take the hairbrush and you take it from a horizontal position to a vertical position. You know, when you're brushing in a horizontal position, you're really absorbing all the knots along the brush there. So if you turn it into a vertical position, our brush in particular, it tends to glide through the knots a lot easier, and you're not absorbing all those knots at once. And the second one is called the spaghetti flick. Now this is my favorite because you can get rid of knots pain-free, and it also causes no breakage. So what you do with your brush is you put your brush over the top of the knot and you start flicking. And you'd be amazed at how well this works. You can sometimes get rid of knots just from flicking over the top of the knot, or it loosens it up and you can use your straight noodle and glide the hairbrush through quite easily. Those 2 tips I'm really excited to share with you. Three, shampooing and conditioning. Well, you probably already do this one at home anyway, washing their hair every other day. But keeping it regular really does help to keep the hair conditioned. And that, when it's conditioned, it keeps the tangles away. Four, brushing hair. Brushing hair morning and night is really a key part to keeping the tangles away. I would suggest stroking about 100 times a day because it helps to release the natural oils in the hair, and it also gives a lovely shine. Five, plaiting hair. You don't have to do this, but if your child's hair tends to be prone to tangling like Jasmine's hair, then I recommend it. We plait her hair when she goes swimming or at night when she goes to bed in a loose plait, and we also use one of these types of hairbands, a soft hairband, to avoid any breakage. Six, a detangler. You don't have to use the detangler and you don't have to spend the money, but I like it. I think that it helps, especially when Jasmine has, say, a cheer competition and we put a lot of product in her hair. Using the detangler really helps to soften the hair and help get through the tangles at the end of a competition. Also, using the detangler on the other days that you aren't shampooing, conditioning, also helps softening and helps with the tangles as well. Number 7 is time. You know, we're all rushing to get out the door in the morning. That's when we would have the most problems with brushing Jasmine's hair. So I just want to remind you that before you tackle the hair brushing in the morning, just stop, take that extra minute and brush with love. This is our model Jasmine for today. I thought she would be the most appropriate girl for the job. Hi, Jazzy.
Hi.
Okay, today we are going to do the With Hugs No Tears tutorial, and we're going to use the classic and the massager on Jazz's hair. We'll split her hair in half and we'll do both sides. Okay, let's go.
Alright, so first off, we hug our kids. Alright, so Jazz, give Mummy a hug. I love your hugs, thank you. Now I've parting Jasmine's hair in 2 pieces. And I'm going to show you 2 techniques that we use. One is called the straight noodle, and the other one is called the spaghetti flick. Now, we tend to brush our children's hair this way, and it's too concentrated on the knots. So if you turn our brush vertical, the straight noodle we call it, and brush this way, it's not so harsh and it glides right through those knots. Okay, now Jessie has some knots up the top here that I can't get the brush through, so I'm going to use the flick method. So all it is flick. Flick. And what it does is it loosens the knots, and sometimes it completely gets rid of the knots. Then you can just pull the brush through and brush through easy like that. It really is great for pain-free brushing. So here we are on the other side, and we're going to use the same techniques using the massager brush. First of all, we're going to hold the back of Jazzy's head, and we're going to brush through like that. It goes through quite easy with this brush. Then up here we've got some clumps and knots, and I'm going to use the flick method to get them out. Then I can use the brush. There's another knot there. Flick it out. Then I can use the brush to go straight through it. Pain-free.
So that's it for the Hugs No Tears tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are able to embrace the tips and techniques that Jasmine and I use, and I hope that it brings a little peace to your home as it has done to our home.